Hey guys, Team Caliber here with deck profile. I decided to do my Red Dragon Archfiend deck. It's one of my favourite decks to play currently, yeah, I just thought, I might as well show you guys. So yeah, I'm just gonna start off with the resonator cards. So starting with the lowest levels going up, play 2 synchro resonator. So what this card does is when there's a synchro monster in the field, I get to special summon this card. And when he goes to the graveyard, I get to add a tuner monster. Wait, is it a tuner monster? It's a resonator monster, actually. Sorry, it's a resonator monster, and get to add it back to my hand. So except for himself. So yeah, he's a really good card. He means it can go into the Red Nova and Calamity and Tyrant a little bit more easier. My friend Casper also plays this card in Quasar or what's it called? Synchro, that's the name of it now. But yeah, it's a great card. I play 1 chain resonator. I was thinking of bumping this card up to 2 just because when it is normal summoned, I get to special summon a resonator card from my deck, except for chain resonator. It's really good because if I do have Red Dragon Archfiend on board, it means that I can go into obviously one of the big ones. But it does require a normal summon. But yeah, I think it'll bump it up to 2 just because like if I do go into a Red Dragon Archfiend, which obviously I will, it just means bigger, but go to the bigger monsters. Probably the best resonator now, and probably the main one, 3 red resonator. So when he's normal summon, I get special summon a level 4 or lower monster from my hand, and when he's special summon, I can target 1 monster in the field and gain life points equal to its attack. Funny thing about this card is during Worlds they banned all the life gain, like the life point gaining cards, but they didn't ban this one, which is quite a surprise. So you can get a like, I don't know, someone could be playing Quasar, I don't know, whatever they play over there or play in that world, but gain 4k because why not? Yeah. And then going on to a couple of the other ones. I mean, the original one that I used to play like at 3 was 2 Dark Resonator. So once per turn he can't be sure of a battle. I like him because I still play stuff like Vice Dragon. So yeah, he means just, like with Vice Dragon, he means just basically an instant Red Dragon Archfiend. And also if I do brick, because I mean it can happen, like you open him, you can set him, and it surprises the opponent in a little bit, the fact that it takes 2 attacks instead of 1. And then I play 2 Creation Resonator, so when there's a level 8 or higher synchro monster on the field, I can special summon a card from my hand. It just makes going into the level 12s a little bit more easier at the end of the day. And then the last tuner monster, Red Nova. This card came out in Dragons of Legend Unleashed. This card was played years ago by Jack, but finally being released. So what it is when a dragon type monster, when a level 8 or higher dragon monster is on the field, I can special summon this card from my hand. If you use for a card that requires 2 or more tuners, if you use for a synchro material that requires 2 or more tuners, I get special summon 1 Fire Fiend type monster from my deck. So you summon out this, you summon out, I don't know, a synchro resonator, you make a Tyrant, effect of this goes off, special summon out Red Resonator, you gain 35, or you can special summon out this, make Calamity, make Nova, and gain like 4k or however much Nova's on. Yeah, those are all the tuners. So onto the monsters that aren't tuners. I play the one red mirror. So when my opponent declares an attack, I get to send this card to the graveyard to add 1 Fire Fiend type monster from my graveyard to my hand. So it's good for recycling, my red resonators and the red wargs and red sprinters and stuff. And the other effect is when I declare an attack I can get to add this card back to my hand, so you recycle itself, so you can keep on the loop, which is pretty cool, especially if you're like top decking or something. So you can just keep looping, which is pretty cool. I played 2 Rise Bell the Star Adjuster. I used to play this with E-Telly. I still play it. Used to play it with 2 E-Telly. I use it with Red Resonator just in case I don't have Red Warg in hand. It's just another card to have. But yeah, what he does is when he special summon, I can target one monster on the field and make it. I can make it increase level up to 3, up by 3. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, with Red Resonator, it means it's just an instant level 8 dragon type synchro monster. I play then 3 Red Sprinter. When this card is normal summoned and I control no other monsters, I get to special summon a level 3 or lower fiend type tuner monster from my graveyard or my hand. So this means going into means I can go in stuff like Goyo Guardian. If I have Red Resonator anyway in the hand and graveyard, it means I get to go into Goyo Guardian, Red Rising Dragon when we get it, and Red Wyvern. I then play 2 Red Gardener. Oh, sorry. 2 Red Gardener. So what he is, he's a hand trap. So during the player's turn, when an opponent activates a card that would destroy a Red Dragon Archfiend I control, I can discard this card and like my Red Dragon Archfiend won't be destroyed for the rest of the turn. This card's like great for the likes of playing against Richie, who plays Mirror Force, like one of his favourite trap cards. I still haven't actually played Richie in a while with this deck, with all the new support, but yeah, this card's amazing for people that still play stuff like Mirror Force or Dark Destroyer or whatever, cards that do destroy. Yeah, then onto the other cards. Last red card, I play 3 Red Warg. So basically, when I normal summon a Resonator monster, I get to special summon this card from my hand, but the attack and defense is halved. So it's just the new Vice Dragon, just with Red Resonator. Yeah, that's basically it really. And speaking of the devil, Vice Dragon, I play two of them because I still play Creation Resonator and I still play Dark Resonator, so I still have level 3 tuner monsters, so this combos well with like those two. It was the original way that I used to play this deck, which was 3 of these, Solar Windjammer, Dark Resonator, go. Done. You might be wondering why not Cyber Dragon? Cyber Dragon's stronger, yeah, but it's a Red Dragon Archfiend deck, and Jack played Red Dragon Archfiend, so a lot of the cards in here are like Jack played. So yeah, all the extra deck is pretty much all the cards Jack put. So yeah, I like to keep it like as authentic as possible. And the one primitive butterfly is the same as Vice Dragon, but I can use this with Red Resonator as well by making it gain a level to make an 8. Onto the spells, not very many spells really. It's literally just consists of 3 Resonator spells, which is pretty much just a rotor of my deck. So just add 1 Resonator from my deck to my hand. Pretty self-explanatory. The 1 Scarlet Security, or basically all it is, it's a heavy storm, not heavy storm. It's a High-Piece Feather Duster for Red Dragon Archfiend. It's good against Pendulum actually, because if you get Scarlight on board, and they have like 5 special summon monsters, you can activate Scarlet Security, wipe their scales out, and use Scarlight's effect and their back row. make that monster you control unable to be destroyed by battle, and if you do, special summon this as a tuner monster, but it's still treated as a trap. Jack played it to go into Tyrant. I mean, I can use it to go into Tyrant or any of the other big monsters. I only play it at 1 just so it's not so cloggy, because at the end of the day, if my monsters do go to graveyard, it's not so much of a problem because I can recycle with the likes of Red Coon and Archfiend Abyss, Red Dragon Archfiend Bane even. I play 1 red carpet, so when I control a red dragon, a level 8 or higher synchro monster, dragon type synchro monster, I get special on 2 resonators from a graveyard. Actually, that's only for some field, so either player has level 8 or higher, so Crystal Wing or whatever, summon up 2 resonator cards. It just means an instant Tyrant, instant Clammy, or instant Nova. And then I'll play the 1 Phoenix Chain. It's just to stop monsters. I mean, that's it. If I do brick, it's just another card, just to protect me for a short time. I only play out 1 because I play a lot of traps as it is, and Twin Twisters is still a thing, so only the 1. I then play 2 Reject Reborn. I really like this card. I mean, what it does is, like, when an opponent declares a direct attack, I can end the battle phase and special summon a synchro monster and a tuner monster from my graveyard, but their effects are negated. It just means the next turn synchro summon, so basically I can go into whatever I pretty much want depending on what I have in my graveyard. I've been always waiting for that card for absolute ages because I thought it would work really well in my Jack deck, and it actually really does. I mean, it's just a better version of Battle Fader really, but it is a trap, so it is vulnerable to destruction. And yeah, the other trap card I play is Powerful Rebirth. I could play Call of the Haunted, but I generally use this for my resonator cards or the red sprinter. What it does is when you can special summon a card level 4 level monster from your graveyard, but the monster gains 1 level and 100 attack and defense points. It just means, like, depending on what I have in my hand depends on what I summon with this card. It just means, like, I can, with synchros, it's really easy to plan ahead of what you need or what levels you need to go into that particular synchro. So I do prefer this over the Call of the Haunted. And plus, when this card is destroyed as well, I mean, the monster doesn't go with it, so there isn't that side effect of this goes, your monster goes, And then I play the 1 Solemn Warning because it's Solemn Warning, like negation. Is a great thing. Okay, on to my synchros. I play 1 Go-Yo Guardian because it's probably one of the best. It is the best level 8 synchro monster. So when it destroys a monster with battle, you can special summon on your side of the field in defense position. It's 2800 beat stick, which is really nice as well. Red Wyvern, so basically what this card does is during either player's turn, if there's a monster in the field that has higher attack than this, I get to destroy that monster, but I can only activate this once while it's face up on the field. Yeah, I really like this card, it's really good. I think I should bump it up to 2 eventually, but yeah. Exploded Dragon Wing. I think we'll be dropping this card, and same with Goyo for Red Rising Dragon when we get it. But what this card does is when it attacks a monster with less or equal attack, it automatically destroys that card. Yeah, I don't generally see this card often, but when I do, it's a lot of fun to drop and play. Like I said earlier on, the extra deck and the main deck's based off Jack's Red Dragon Archfiend deck, so all the synchros in here apart from Go-Yo Guardian, he played at least once during the anime or the manga. For my level 7 monsters, I play 1 Chaos King Archfiend. This card's a great out to the likes of things like Dark Destroyer, a Chaos Max Dragon, stuff that have quite high attack but quite low defense. So when it attacks, you can switch all face-up monsters' attack and defense around. So yeah, because it's 26, it really doesn't matter. It's a great card. I see it quite often to go into it because it's an easy level 7, and I really like this card. I think it's probably one of my favourite level 7 synchro monsters. The other level 7 synchro monster I play is Dark Highlander. I generally use this effect for people that use synchros, like the likes of Black Wings and trying to think of another deck, Synchro. It's a great one to stop them and just slow their plays down slightly, because there are things like Castell, there's Dark Claw and stuff, which obviously can get rid of it. It's another 2800 beat stick. as well, but it's basically to stall out and slow people down. Level 8s, I play one Crimson Blader, one of my all-time favourite synchro monsters again as well, because what it does is when it destroys a monster by battle and sends it to graveyard, you stop your opponent from summoning some normal special summoning level 5 or higher monsters during their next turn. It's a shame that like it has to go to graveyard, and because obviously being pendulums being quite heavily used at the moment, it stops the lock. Because they don't go to grave obviously. So if you do get to kill an XZs though, or a synchro with a pendulum deck, it's a lot of fun to stop them from summoning level 5s or higher. On the other rates, I played 2 original Red Dragon Archfiend, because yeah, it's the main boss monster deck as well as alongside the Scarlight. But yeah, when he attacks and destroys a defense position monster, destroy all defense position monsters, and during the end phase you destroy all other monsters that didn't attack this turn. I don't think the second attack was very necessary on the card, but yeah, he's one of my favorite. He's my favorite card of like all time. Him and Scarlight. Unfortunately, don't have my original one, but yeah, he's awesome. I play the one Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. He's basically a dark hole for all attack position monsters, but this is the only monster that can attack. Again, this is just for field wiping for those pesky attack, like all them pesky pendulum monsters. I play the one Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. You're probably thinking, oh, why are you only playing one? You should be playing like 3 of that. Well, basically, I could play, but I don't have another ulti one. There have been loads of chances that I could have picked up a secret or something, but now I would like to just wait until I can trade for an ultimate rare one, because the card's quite pricey at the moment for ultimate rare. I mean, it just did get reprinted as well, but only as a secret, because obviously ulti is no longer in print. But yeah, I love this card. So it destroys all special summon effect monsters and burns 500 for each. It makes Yang Zing's miss time as well, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's a great card, and I will be playing this at 2 and dropping the original one down to 1 when I get the card in ulti. Onto level 9s now. I play one Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. I was tempted to bump this up to 2, but I don't think I really have to, because I can get to recycle it as well as long as I have Bane on the field. So what he does is I can negate one face-up card on the field like once per turn during either player's turn, and when this card inflicts damage, I get special summon 1 tuner monster from my graveyard. Yeah, I mean, he's a 3200 beat stick as well, and it's a lot of fun. It's a great card. I will highly underestimate this card, actually. I mean, that and Bane, because generally I went into these guys and then into the level 12 monsters, but I didn't use these guys very often. But now, like, realizing their full potential, this card's absolutely amazing. It's not a game that I won't go into this, and it's not necessarily for the negation. It's for the summon of the tuner monster. And that means I get to go into this one, which is you play well with Bane. So basically, if you go into this guy like first turn, I mean, I've done this several times before. So you go into this guy first turn, you inflict battle damage, you special summon a tuner monster from your graveyard, you special summon a synchron resonator. You synchro with the synchron resonator into this guy, which his effect is when you inflict battle damage, you can special summon with the same level a tuner monster from your graveyard and your deck. So 2 level 1s or 2 level 2s, 2 level 3s, whatever you want. And then you get to tribute those tribute your monster and special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend monster from your graveyard. So basically, you can first turn this, inflict damage, special summon out Synchron Resonator, synchro into this, tribute that monster you special summon to go back into this guy. And then during the next turn, like, you get a normal summon, or whatever you want. You can normal summon one of your resonators. Use the effect of Bane again if it's still about to bring back out one of your Red Dragon Archfiends, so you have a full board, and you can just keep looping the process, which is absolutely amazing. But yeah, it's a 3500 beat stick as well, so it's quite strong. The other level 10 I play is Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. It's one of the new ones that come in the last set. So basically what he is, he requires 2 level 2 tuner monsters and 1 or more non-tuner monsters. He's a black rose dragon, except for destroying himself, and during the battle phase, if your opponent activates a spell or trap But I mean, after destroying all cards on the field, I don't see, unless they Veiler it, of course. But even if Veiler it, it'll stop this effect. I mean, generally, you know, like, you rarely get this effect off. But yeah, during the battle phase, if your opponent activates a spell or trap, negate, and this card gains 500 attack points, bombed up to 4k. I really think that's effect's just there, just because the anime with all them crappy action cards. But yeah, you will rarely use that effect. For the 2 level 12s, I play 1 Red Nova Dragon and 1 Calamity. Red Nova Dragon just is the original two tuner requirements. He gains 500 attack points for each tuner monster from my graveyard, and then when my opponent declares an attack, I get to banish this card to negate the attack, and then return this card in my end phase. Also, this card, when this card is synchro summoned, I get to negate all cards on the field, spell, trap, monster effect, whatever. And when this card destroys a monster, you also burn them up to the attack. So if it's an attack position monster you attack to, they're going to take 4k. If it's a defense position monster, you just burn them for the attack of whatever you're... Unless you can make this card inflict piercing somehow. His last effect is when his card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, I can especially summon a level 8 or lower Dark Dragon monster. So yeah, that was the deck, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I mean, I currently like this deck a lot. I mean, hopefully more support comes out in the way. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. I should be back tomorrow with some more deck profiles and a couple of other profiles as well. So yeah, thanks for watching and keep on dueling.